Hello, hello, hello. I haven't been on in a minute, but I'm back. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you might be in the world. If you're a man, put in a number one. If you're a woman, put in a number two. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Let's see if this lamp works. Oh, it does. Because it's a little dark over here, ain't it? That's a little bit better. Hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. Hey Lee, how you doing? Like and share, 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 share. Thanks for the invite. Thank you. Hey, 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 hey you. Good evening. We're going to give people a couple more seconds to come in. If you don't know me, I'm Trey Kearney. I am a certified life and relationship coach. I'm an advocate for Black men. I have 3 sons. I'm a mother of a child on the autism spectrum. I don't have a lane, I have a life. I share my experiences, my knowledge, and my wisdom. And I believe that we all have a purpose here. And our purpose is to serve the people that God assigned to us through our gifts, talents, and experiences. And that's what I'm here to do for you. So how many of the men on here have daughters? How many of the men on here have, if you have a daughter, put in a number 5. If you have a daughter, put in a number 5, right? Because I just want to talk about a big issue. Okay, Rudy, I see you guys. If you're a man and you have a daughter, put in a number 5 because this is for you. Yes, 3 daughters. Okay. Oh my goodness. Whew, brother. I don't know if you're married, dating, but 2. Okay, 5. Okay, I see y'all. Okay, so let me tell y'all something. I just want to enlighten you guys on what it's like to date a man with daughters or to get into a relationship with a man who already has daughters, right? And this is from data that I collected. So I want you guys to be aware. Oh, you have twins. Yeah, I have 3 also. Okay, good. Thank y'all so much for telling me this. Thank y'all, because I want to enlighten you guys on why your relationships may be suffering. So please subscribe to my TikTok up in the left-hand corner. Hit the subscribe button. That's the first thing. I always forget to say that. My people say, tell them to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100. We're at 8, so subscribe. So a lot of women that I'm talking to and a lot of women I have talked to have exited relationships with men with daughters, right? And I'm not talking about fly-by-night relation. I'm not talking about dating. We just started dating. I'm talking about women who have been in serious relationships with men with daughters. And the women can chime in if they've ever dated a man with daughters and if they're in a serious relationship with a man with daughters. Like, if you're in a serious relationship with a man with daughters, this has come across my desk over and over and over again. Round table talks when I have with women, out when I'm out with women, and we start talking about dating or being in a relationship with a man with daughters. Men, I need you to be mindful that your daughter is a woman. I need you to be mindful that your daughter is a woman. And, okay. And women are, I have to say this because some of your relationships, and I know men whose relationships have ended because of their daughters. Women are possessive. Women, females, ladies, girls. Women are possessive, insecure, manipulative, controlling, and so is your daughter. You have to, if you're going to date a woman, my 3 daughters, and very protective, yes, protective to the point, protective to a fault, and it's a problem. And I'm going to explain to you why. First, you need to explain to your daughters that a love for a daughter and a love for an intimate relationship with a woman is 2 different things. I want to give you all these tips because relationships are marriages are ending over daughters, right? Marriages, sons are kind of cool. Sons are kind of cool. They don't care. Daddy got a girl, daddy got a new wife. We good, we cool. Daughters think they own their fathers. And I need you to know that women are walking away from you. And this is data that I'm collecting from women. And I've been in an experience with 2 men with daughters, and it wasn't pleasant. And I'm not saying anything bad about their kids. I'm not saying anything bad about nobody's kids. I'm saying it wasn't a pleasant experience because boundaries weren't set by their dads. It is your job as the father to set boundaries and to make sure that your daughter is respecting your lady. Your daughter, these daughters, are out here wreaking havoc on your lady. And as soon as your lady comes to say something to you about, I'm uncomfortable, your daughter's kind of disrespectful, you want to jump like your lady is saying something bad about your daughter. And it's tearing down relationships. This is true. I won't go down that route. I know. I'm telling you, I'm having these conversations with women for the last 5 years. My daughter was that. My girlfriend was become my wife or my first marriage. This is true. Haha, my stepson is just as territorial, laughing out, competing, laughing out loud. Facts. They don't need tips. They don't care. They do care. They just don't know. Yes, they do. They do need tips because I've had men whose relationships are thriving when I had a conversation with them about their daughters and they were receptive, right? One, I need my fellas to understand this. There's a level of guilt when you break up with your children's mother, sons and daughters. And a level of protection that you have for your daughter is compromised when you're not in the house with her. So you feel guilty because you're not in the house to teach her what a man is supposed to be to her or to protect her the way a father's supposed to protect a daughter. But if you are in your daughter's life, you're doing what you're supposed to do and you don't owe her your life. But this is the way, and I'm telling you, I talk to men too that said, this is the way my daughter makes me feel. My daughter makes me feel abandoned. So I have to make sure that I instill in my daughter that I don't love anybody more than her. I'm not telling you to love anybody more than your daughter. I'm telling you, love for your daughter and love for your lady is two different kinds of love. And you have to have these conversations with your daughters, especially the grown ones. Again, your daughter is a woman. And women are possessive, protective, insecure, manipulative, and controlling. So if you don't set these boundaries, and I'm talking about when you're in a serious relationship with a woman and you're living in the house with her, you guys are thinking about marriage, you have to put your daughter in her place. Ma'am, this is your place. This is my lady's place. She is not here to take your place because I don't love her the same way I love you. You are a part of me. I'm going to be your father until death do us part. You don't have to worry about that. And again, when you have children and you decide to marry a woman and there are finances and your child wants them, your daughter's in how she wants them, this, that, it is up to you to set boundaries with your child away from that guilt. If I owe my daughter this, I got to buy her everything. No, it's affecting your household, right? It's affecting your household and it's affecting your marriage. I know some of y'all might not say it right now, but I know some of your relationships have ended because of your daughter. And this is not to bash your daughters. This is about setting boundaries in relationships when you have another female involved. The energy. First of all, again, and God forbid your daughter's living with you. There's only one queen in the castle. And a lot of times when men get married or men have daughters and a woman decides to move and they decide to go to the next level, the daughter thinks that I was already here first. This is my house. Ain't nobody coming up in here in this space. It's me and him. You as the man, as the father, you have to have a conversation with your daughters. They're running women away. And when a woman feels like I am not the queen, it's only one queen in the castle. Only one queen. We talking about daughters right now. Let's stay on point. We talking about daughters. We don't do going back and forth tit for tat. We talking about daughters and fathers right now from data that I collected. And I'm talking about this today because I had a conversation with a woman today. And it's about to destroy her marriage. And I'm saying, like, I'm hearing this too much. She's like, I can't say anything to him about his daughter. But he could say whatever he want about my son. He could tell me, stop taking out the garbage, don't do this, don't do that, blah, blah. But as soon as I say something about his daughter, he's silent, he puffing, he mad. And girl, say that is so true. I'm just trying to help the fellas out. I have lived this truth. Brothers, please listen to the ladies. Stop feeling guilty for not being in the house with your daughter. And this is a whole nother thing I need y'all to understand as fathers. Your daughter probably has a bitter mother. Your daughter probably has a bitter mother who was pouring into your daughter. So when your daughter comes to your house with your new lady with that attitude from her mother, being her mother's nasty vessel, you got to check that. And this is another problem. When you have a conversation with your daughter, this one right here is big. This is big. This is huge. This is probably the biggest one. When you have a conversation with your daughter about your woman and the boundaries that she's crossing and what she ain't gonna do, your lady needs to be right there standing next to you. Don't tell me you talk to her and her attitude's still nasty. Don't tell me you don't do. I want to be standing there. My daughter respects her now 23 years later. Right. It should. We have the men. Oh, I had a conversation with her. What did you say? This is not a competition of who comes first, Frank. And trust me, Frank, your relationship is probably going to suffer because of your mentality. Okay, this is not a matter of who comes first, daughters come first, or sons come first. When you get in a relationship with somebody, you're bringing a person in, and they deserve the respect of each person understanding this is not a competition. Your father don't have to prove that you come first. I'm not here to be before you. I'm next to your dad. I love your dad, and I want to love you. And let me say this to the fellas. Most of the time, when women come in relationships with men and there's a daughter involved, guess what? We happy. Oh, he got a daughter. I want to go get my nails done with her. I want to hang out with her. I want to teach her how to do this. I want to go shopping with her. And guess what? Your daughter, who is possessive, overprotective, manipulative, and controlling of your house and you, turns that lady away when she just trying to be nice. And then she has to disrespect herself in order to not upset you. And it's a hard thing. So many women, wives and girlfriends who are in I'm not talking about a girl you just started dating. We don't care about her. We don't care about everybody got to build around everybody. I'm talking about a woman that's been in your life that you decided to be serious with. I'm talking about a woman that has moved into your home with you. I'm talking about a woman y'all decided to get married, and she is being tortured within this relationship because your daughter feel like she could be mean, nasty, and rude. And then when a woman pop off, she the bad guy. I'm telling y'all, I've been there, done that, got a t-shirt and a hat. Men, nobody wants to take your daughter's place. Men, and I talk to y'all for real. I talk to the women for real about y'all, about the data. I'm big on advocating for black men. But when I see a problem for my sisters, I got to speak to y'all and I got to teach y'all what might be going on. We not listening to Frank because Frank about to get blocked and I'm trying to teach. So I'm trying to let Frank stay here. Because Frank, let me be frank with you. Unless your daughter is rubbing your back and rubbing your balls, unless your daughter is doing the lady things that you need done by your lady, fall back. Fall all the way back. There's a different type of love. We're not talking about nobody coming first. We're talking about the fact that your lady is being tortured and disrespected. And men like you make it hard for women to have a good relationship with other men because they have to deal with a daughter that you don't have no control over, that you're not strong enough to set boundaries for because you need therapy and coaching because you feel guilty for whatever reason that you think you owe your life to your daughter. I'm going to tell you one thing. I don't owe my life to my children. I love my children with every breath in me, but I don't owe them my life. Any questions? So, fellas, this is only to teach y'all because I want y'all to have healthy, loving conversations. I know a friend of mine. I seen him on Facebook, Instagram with his daughter. He got married and divorced in a matter of 3 or 4 months, I believe. But I already knew his relationship wasn't going to last because all he did, my princess, my one and only, my ride or die, nobody come before her. Profile pictures all over the place. I'm like, that's not your lady. That's your daughter. And I post pictures with my children. But when you taking it to a limit of a level of you trying to prove something to the world, it's time for you to go get some help to talk about this. And again, the most important thing that I want the men to know right now, right here tonight, is that the conversation needs to be had in front of your lady. So she is validated, respected, and understands that you had the necessary conversation with your daughter and that this is going to take some time. But she needs to be in that room when you say to your daughter, listen here, this is my wife, or this is my fiance, or this is my girl. We all going to be happy together. What you going to do? You don't have to like her, because I'm not trying to force nobody kid to like me, and no other woman is trying to force your kid to like them. But what you going to do in this house and when she is around is you're going to respect her. No woman should have to come in her home and your daughter feel like she don't got to speak to her. How dare you? Rude. That's rude to anybody. That's just rude to anybody. But to allow your daughter to do this, you are falling short of a man. And if that hurts your feelings, this is for you. If your daughter could walk into a house where your woman lives, the queen of your castle, because if somebody did that to you, if her daughter walked in and didn't speak to you, guess what we do? And I'm telling you, I've been down this road. And my sons would not dare ever not respect the man that I'm with. You pay the bills in here? Last time I checked, you wasn't. Who do you think you are? Any adult. We was raised that way. Ex-wife told me nobody comes before her mom and kids, and that's why she's in it. That's it. Children gotta respect grown folks around here. That's all I'm saying. And I'm telling you, brothers, I'm a woman. I'm somebody's daughter. I'm possessive. I'm protective. And at a stage in my life when I was younger, I was manipulative. Me and my brothers and sisters, when I went to California to live with my father for a short while, we scared off some ladies. Or what you not gonna do is be up in this house with my dad. To the point where the woman didn't want to come back for a second date. I'm a woman. Your daughter's a woman, a female. I shouldn't say a woman because some of them are young. And them young ones, if y'all don't get your whole entire life together, if you need help, let me know. I can give you some language to say to your daughter. Yep, I told my husband, my son respect you, so your son better show respect to me or he can be removed. Yes, you're absolutely right. And most of the time it's because of the jealous baby mama's negative influence. I'm trying to tell you, y'all just got to remember. Your daughter has a mother, and if you have a relationship with the mother, or if your relationship with the mother didn't end well, the mother is talking in your daughter's ear about your new girl, about your new wife, whether she was a side chick or she just came into the relationship. First of all, let me tell you this about our kids. This is for the men. I'll tell you, first of all, our kids always have the hope that the mother and the father are going to get back together. So if they could remove any distractions in hopes that my father gonna go back to my mother, even though they know y'all hate each other, your daughter know, but in her mind, if this wasn't here, maybe my parents could get back together. I'm gonna treat her bad, I'm gonna smoke her out, and y'all don't be seeing it. And when we tell you, you wanna have an attitude with us, that's my daughter. Ain't nobody say that wasn't your daughter. I'm telling you, your daughter is rude and disrespectful. I'm telling you, you need to have a conversation with your daughter about her attitude. Because if I had a conversation, we're not going to be together. Because I done waited for way too long for you to say something and you haven't manned up for whatever reason. I need someone of the same culture. Thank you for subscribing, Al Green. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Sean, period. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. Before I even jump into a relationship series, I'm telling my kids from jump, don't trip. That's it. Thank you, Sean. The father needs to have a convo with the daughter. Yes, the father needs to have a conversation. Yes, he does. And again, I understand because I coach men. And I understand there's a level of guilt because you weren't in the house with your child. I get it. I get it. But relationships don't work out sometimes with the mothers. That does not make you a bad father. And that does not mean you owe your child your life because you weren't in the house with them. You got to let go of that guilt. You got to go get the help that you need. And then you have to have a real conversation with your child to say, the relationship with your mother didn't work. So I live in a separate home, but my home is your home. You got two homes now. I love you. We can't cut you in half. We can't cut the kids in half. Unfortunately, I can't take half of you to my house and your mother get half of you. So one of us has to be the custodial parent. So every weekend, if you want to come, if your mother agrees to it, I got you. But what you're not going to do is disrupt my home on weekends when you come over. Do you know how many women hate when their husband's fiance, boyfriend's daughter comes over? Not because she want to hate the daughter, because she's not being treated well. She's being excluded from activities. Because the daughter's like, oh, well, I just wanted to go to the store with you. Well, too bad. We're a family. And if that man does not correct that behavior, it only gets worse. Oh, I can't make her do anything. Oh, I can't make her speak to you. Oh, okay. Then you're not saying the right thing to your child. I lived this for 12 years. It's horrible. I know. It's horrible. And I just want the men to know, because sometimes we just don't see what we don't see. He was an hour late for dinner because he had to cook for his daughter. She's 20 years old. Nope. Red flag. I scared off many a young man from my daughter and goddaughter. I know that's right. My bonus son is giving me the blues. That needs to be a conversation. And sometimes, Mona, it needs to be a conversation with a mediator. If your husband is not listening and he's in his feelings, sometimes it needs to be a conversation with a mediator. I agree, beloved. Thank you, King. The man definitely must set the tone because you don't want me to. The man has to set the tone. The child is hurting. Both adults need to be aligned. Let me tell you this, Z. Children hurt. They don't get to hurt other people because they're hurting. When conversations are had, if a child knows how to act out, a child knows how to understand. And if a conversation is had with everybody, things can be resolved and nobody has to be disrespected. I don't care if a child is hurting. A child does not get to come and disrupt the home or hurt a woman because they're hurting. That means those parents need to get that child in therapy, get that child in some coaching, and need to have some conversations with that child that no matter how divorced we are or how separated you are, it has nothing to do with you. You are loved. We both love you. Our relationship didn't work. Children understand way more than we think they do. And nowadays, these kids with these gaslighting and these therapists online, these fake therapists online, and these TikTok therapists who ain't real therapists, giving them oil to throw on the fire, it's even worse now. These kids are manipulating their parents. Oh, you love her more than you love me. Excuse me. Oh, you don't. You always do. And it's always up to her. No. I'm tired of talking to women who are in crisis because of daughters. Because their marriage is about to end because the man needs to have a real conversation. And when it comes up, the man is not willing to have the conversation. This is all I'm saying. So I want my brothers on here to listen to me with an open mind. I am not trying to turn you against your daughters. I am not trying to make you put anybody before your daughter. I'm telling you, this is not about being before your daughter. This is not anything other than it's two different kind of loves. Boundaries need to be set. If you decide to bring a woman in your home to marry her or live with her, cohabitate with her, but y'all are together, there's only one queen of the castle. And if you are not ready for that woman to be the queen, because when you invite her into your home to move in, this is what you're telling her. I'm the king, you're the queen. The children are the princesses and the princesses. They don't pay no bills around here. They are not equal. I'm sorry. And I don't mean equal as humans before anybody come out. Oh, everybody's equal. No, everybody ain't equal. You're not equal in here when you're not paying no bills. You're not equal in here when you ain't buying no food. You're not equal in here. You don't get to make them type. You don't get to make them type of. You don't get to sit in a conversation about certain decisions. And this is what these are the conversations that we need to have. I wish I had an advocate for myself back then. Lost cause at this point, both adults. I understand, and this is why I'm having these conversations now. And today, the woman that I talked to, she's ready to leave. She's ready to go. And for that man, I'm sure he loves her. He don't even see this coming because he doesn't think it's a big deal. It's men. I'm telling you, it's a big deal when your child walks into a home, hugs you, and acts like your significant other is not there. It's hurtful. It's a big deal. It's a big deal when your child is manipulating you to do different things and to exclude your mate. And your mate has not done anything to this person. It's a big deal. It's a big deal when your daughter is rubbing your shoulders and rubbing your head. And she too old for that. It's a big deal. Because when I rub your shoulders and I rub your head, you get an erection. So it's time to change that. It's a big deal. And it's not to pick. And nobody's saying anything about anything beyond my daughter. Nobody's told her that you're too big to be doing that. Okay? Your daughter too big to be sitting on your lap. Your daughter too big to be sitting on your lap. Don't be mad at me because your daughter's 8. Okay? Your daughter's 12, 13. She has breasts. She's too big to be sitting on your lap. It's a big deal. Don't sit and look at me like I'm crazy or like I'm trying to cause problems or anything. It's a big deal. Man, you stepping on my toes. Girl, listen, I'm telling you. These are things that not only have I lived, but I'm hearing hundreds of women tell me this. And a woman today just woke this fire back up in me. And I'm like, wow, I understand, sis. I hear you. I'm going to have a conversation with my brothers on here who are willing to learn so that they don't lose a good woman. Because a lot of good women are being lost because men are hurt or feel some kind of way about their daughters. She's not your little princess behind your back. She's not. She's not your little. She's manipulating people. She's mean, she's nasty, and she's rude. And in front of you, she's your little princess. But she's not your little princess. And I just needed to have this conversation. So any questions? Thank y'all for sitting here with me. If you have not hit the subscribe button, please hit the subscribe button. I'll be having, mean girl, yes. I'll be having more of these conversations too as I'm collecting data and things start to show up. I'm going to just come on and have these conversations because I know this is a big one. My daughter 3 and already, hell no. Right. It's the mother and father fault. This is not about fault. We don't want to blame, point fingers. We just want to have this conversation that the man is accountable. Let's call it accountable to make sure that the home there's an understanding in the home. The man is accountable. The man is accountable with his parents, but that's another conversation that we'll have. So the man is accountable. So how do you chance it? This is my only little girl. So how do you chance? It's not chancing anything. Your only little girl, she's not going to be a little girl forever. And guess what she's going to do? Let me explain something to y'all as fathers. When your only little girl or your sweet little princess turns a certain age and she finds a man and you come to her house, understand you better damn well respect her man. And that's exactly what she gonna tell you. Daddy, that's my man. You can't talk to him like that. But you let her talk to your wife, girlfriend, or fiance like that for years. And guess what she gonna do when she get a man? She gonna teach you how to respect him. She'll put that man before you at the drop of a dime. When she get a certain age, you mark my words. Remember I told you this. That your children have a space in your life, but you will die a lonely old man if you let your kids manipulate you. Because they will, when they get their woman or their man, they will tell you straight up, I can't come take you because my girl, I'm taking my girl. I can't come take you, I'm with my man. It'll be your birthday. It'll be your 67th birthday. It'll be your 70th birthday. He got tickets for vacation. You not going to come to my 70th birthday, princess? No, we got them tickets to go to the Bahamas. I'll come see you next week. I'm just trying to teach y'all. Some of y'all gonna learn the hard way. Some of y'all gonna lose some good women. But if you need to listen to this video again, please do. Nobody's trying to hurt your feelings or be mean to your daughter. Stay out of that relationship. Yes, you raise a child in the way they should go. You sure do, but they go left sometimes. Went through this with my daughter and man. I know that's right. You raise a child the way they should go and all that other churchy good stuff, and they go left and you bring them back on right. Nope, what you not gonna do is talk to my lady like that. Oh, come downstairs, everybody. It's a family meeting. Come here. You walked in here and didn't speak to my wife. You walked in here and didn't speak to Trey, Lisa, Kim, Pam, Dawn, Alicia, Kelly. You walked in here and didn't speak. Why? What's wrong with you? And this is the third time you did this because she told me this is the third time you did it. Why are you not speaking to her? You don't walk into this house and not speak to nobody. In front of everybody. So we all clear on who doing what to who. Because this is where it gets messed up. The wife tells the husband or the boyfriend or fiance, your daughter did X, Y, Z. She been disrespectful. And then when he so-called talked to the daughter, it wasn't really like that. I was having a bad day or something happened or whatever. And it never gets resolved because she has told the father a lie. I don't remember that. I would never come in the house and not speak. Why is she saying that about me? But when you do it in front of everybody, ain't nobody gonna lie on nobody. Yes, you did. You came in here on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and you didn't say nothing to me, and I spoke to you, and you turned your back. You went up in your room. You didn't come down till your father came home. Nobody wants to be in a house like that. Oh my God, I lived this. Michelle, I know there's a lot of women living this. I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. So ladies, if this was helpful for you, please hit the subscribe button up in the left-hand corner. And if you are seriously going through this right now as a man and you need some help, hit the subscribe button, but also go to my website, www.treykearney.com. Families are being destroyed because of this, and it's not necessary. I lived this for 5 years. My heart goes out to each and every person that lived this. It's not the generation. No, it's not. This been going on for years and years and years and years and years. It's not the generation. It's the relationships that fathers have with their daughters and the boundaries that they do not set. Fathers have to set you have to put your foot down and you have to be the man in this. You have to set the boundary. It's really that real. It's not generations. It is the fathers, the men. You have to understand. Nobody is picking on your child. And it's a soft spot for you because you're not in the home with that child. And you already feel like a certain level of betrayal because I wasn't there and I can't betray her and I can't say anything to her. You're ruining your own life. And I got to say this to you. And it's a conversation in front of this is the most important thing. It's a conversation in front of everybody. Ladies, let's have this conversation right now. You're my daughter. You always going to be my daughter. This my lady. She not going nowhere. And what you're not going to do is you're not going to be disrespectful. Again, you don't have to like her. You really don't. I don't care if y'all want to go get y'all nails done. I don't care if you don't even want to have a relationship with her. But when you come in this house, you will be respectful. You will speak. I will not separate. If we going out to dinner and you decide that you don't want to go, I'm going to ask you in front of her. And if you decide you don't, that's fine. But I'm not going to do anything separate from her for you because she doesn't have a problem with you. She wants to be involved in this relationship with you. Now, if you don't want to, that's fine. But I, as the man, am not going to exclude her to satisfy you. I love you. I'm always going to love you. You're always going to be my daughter. Ain't nobody here to replace you. The love I have for my woman is totally different than the love I have for you. And that's it. Hope this was helpful for y'all. So I got to go now. Anybody have any questions, let me know. Same men act like they're dating their daughter. Right. So my wife don't understand that she's a baby and has to have someone to talk to. Teach. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I'm coming. Go. Yes. So if you need help, please reach out. I'm in this, but on the other end, my son feels like he betrays his dad when he starts to get close. That's a conversation that you got to have. Please repost this entire video. I need to share this. I will repost it on my YouTube channel. Actually, I'll repost it on my Patreon and my YouTube. So go to the link in my bio and you'll see my Patreon and my YouTube channel. And I'll post it there so that you can share it. It's hard for men to hear this because they don't want to betray their daughters. And it's not betrayal. Where do you go after you age out? I don't know what that means. Where do you go after you age out? I'm not sure what that means, but thank y'all so much. Please hit the subscribe button if this was helpful to you right now. The TikTok subscribe button is up in the left-hand corner, I believe. Left-hand or right-hand corner, but it says subscribe. And then you'll see my name next to your name, and I'll know that you subscribed. And I'll be doing some exclusive stuff for you guys. But I love y'all, and I think this is just a necessary conversation. I love your daughters, but it's something that men need to know so that they can have healthy relationships. And when they have the right woman, that they don't lose her for something that they just can't see. I don't want you to lose a good woman. And I'm talking to so many decent women who are going through this and they're ready to leave. And I don't want you to lose. So just think about it. Have conversations with your daughters. Sometimes your daughter's too old to sit on your lap. It's done. It's a done deal. Certain things that your daughter did when she was younger, she shouldn't be doing now because it's not healthy and it's not appropriate. And it's time for you to see that. Even if it was our own child, right? Even if it was our biological daughter, we would feel the same way. Like, she too big to be sitting on your lap now. This is our biological daughters with their fathers. She's too big. The same thing, we would say the same thing in a house with her if it was our biological daughter. We would come to you and say, you know, she was disrespectful to me today. And you would go to your daughter and say, don't disrespect your mother. Okay? Love y'all. Remember what I tell you at the end of all my broadcasts? You deserve the best. Yes, I'm talking to you. You deserve the best. Now go get it. Peace and blessings. I love y'all, and I will see you next time. Mwah.